Kenny here with Gardening Simplified. It's November 22nd, and we're doing a little burn off on our old garden spot. We had quite a bit of stickers and such, and we figured we'd burn those up. We have sweet potatoes here that didn't do too well, and we figured we'd burn it off, and then we'll come in and dig these because it won't be hard to tell where the vines were. But what I wanted to say while you're doing this, anytime you're doing burning, especially on a grassy area, you want to try to do it when you have a minimum amount of wind, and you want to make sure that you start burning from the downwind side of it. That way you'll burn slowly back into the wind. Once you burn a spot, then you can go around and do the rest of it. That way you've got a really controlled burn, because anytime you start a fire, the temperature difference in the air, you're going to get wind. It's always going to be that way. It was nice and no breeze at all. Once we start the fire here, which you have heat and it's rising, it's going to suck air in behind it, and so you're going to generate some wind. So we've got probably 5, maybe 10 mile an hour gusts occasionally, but like I say, it all started after we started burning. So that's why it's important to burn on the downhill side first. That way, if the wind does start to catch it, the direction it's going to blow it is going to be towards the area that's already burned. So you're less likely for it to get out of control. But you definitely want to be careful when you're burning. But anyway, we'll get this burned off. We had so many stickers in here, we figured this is the best way to act like a pre-emergent, as far as if the heat burns up part of the stickers, that'll be less that comes in the next crop in this area. So once we get this done, we'll see what these sweet potatoes look like. And we got the Stokes purple ones dug. Made a little bit over half a bushel, which I didn't think they were going to do too good, considering where they was at in the ground that was there. But that's way more than the 5 that I started and I grew slips off of. So I guess that's pretty good. We'll have some to eat, and we'll have some to grow slips off for next year. Yeah, we're out here digging the orange sweet potatoes now. We're getting a fair amount for how poor it was. We mowed the top off of these ones, and now we're just going to dig them up. We're over here digging up our little container sweet potatoes. They were put in late. I wouldn't say totally neglected, but when you have a container plant, you really need to take care of your moisture, make sure you do whatever fertilizing, stuff like that. But anyway, we're gonna dig up this one and the other one and see what we come out of with these ones right here. Okay, we didn't quite get half a bushel, maybe a third of a bushel, but that's not bad, because these were just a few leftover slips that we had left in the compost pile, and they started growing later. So I think that's really good. And we're out here getting the very last of the late potatoes, and we didn't expect to have no big giant ones, but these were just stuck in because they were trying to grow, had real big eyes. So we figured, let's just put them in. If they make it, they make it. And I'll just say this is bonus potatoes, but ain't nothing like new potatoes. She picked some green beans yesterday, got them all snapped, and so looks like green beans and new potatoes. We've got all our sweet potatoes dug, and these were our blue potatoes that we had in our containers for the late crop. We'll use a lot of these for seed, and we'll go through and see which ones we want to go ahead and eat and which ones for seed. These two here, which is almost a bushel and a half, these were from the old garden spot that we put them in this year, which the organic matter was really low because it had been quite a few years, probably at least 12 since we've gardened over there, maybe 10. But anyway, but what I want you to notice is, and neither one of these has been washed. These were dug a little bit earlier, but notice the difference in the color. These were the ones out of the two containers where we planted them, which you can see they had better ground. Notice how more rich they are. The same slips as the others. It's just different soil. So the quality of your soil is going to generate whatever quality of vegetable that comes out of it. So understand, if you have good quality soil, you're going to have more vitamins, more antioxidants. If you have poor quality soil, you're going to have lower nutritious foods. And these here are pretty rough. And these are purple potatoes, or Stokes purple. They didn't do real well either. These were dug a little bit earlier because these are about 2 weeks old. We had some last week. We had some last night. Baked up a couple, and they were delicious. But they do have a little different flavor than the other variety that we plant. But what I want you to know is that these will have to set for 2 weeks. If you don't let them set a couple of weeks, your starches aren't going to be able to form the sugars, and they're not going to be as sweet. I mean, they will have a taste, but they're not going to be as good as if you take a little time and wait. But anyway, what I'm going to do is, my Stokes we've had already set out to dry, so I'll just dust off the dirt, and we'll put these in for storage for later. These other ones here, we're going to lay out on here, give them their couple of weeks, let their skins get harder, and let their sugars get sweeter, and then we'll store these away. Anyway, I hope this video is helpful. If you want to see more of my videos, just hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you'll be notified. If you like it, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're growing sweet potatoes, well, let me know how your crop did this year. And all I can say is happy gardening.